welcome to yet another episode of Full Fail Army. I am your loving host, that's right, the man in the iron makeup, Elliot Rad Rogers, yes! We are here with some more bite-sized news for yous. We've got a few articles that we're going to rattle off in quick succession, as there have been quite of influx of news as of late. That's right, things are starting to get back to normal. Well, as normal as can be for the year 2020, indeed. We're rhyming here. We're on a flow. Don't stop us. Anyway, so we're going to just fire off some quick news here for you. That's right. It's all up in your face. Home slice. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. Trying to relate to the kiddos. It's not working out well. It's not. Okay, let's get right into some of this news. And the first item on our docket is coming your way in a VR co-op shooter. That's right, earlier this month, a brief teaser announced new game Gambit by the developers of A-Tech Cybernetic and Zero Caliber VR. That's right, X-Real Games. Developed in partnership with Second Gig. Along with teaser, there was some poster art revealing the game's playable characters too, which is obviously 4-player story about some mercenaries who botch a seriously important job and have angered their influencers slash employer, I guess you would want to call it. The game boasts a full campaign for anywhere between 1 to 4 players. Cast as a gang of mercenaries on the run, again after botching a recent job, you'll have to blast your way through 9 areas separated into 3 different levels in a pre-apocalyptic world. Basically, you're ground zero when everything turns to crap. Gambit is due for launch on PC VR headsets sometime next year. There's also going to be a gameplay reveal later this year around fall. X-Real is behind some real solid shooters, so they obviously know what they're doing, and I'm going to be looking forward to seeing more of this. And of course, if you have some friends who play VR, this is definitely going to be one of those, hey, let's get on and shoot some stuff type things. Yeah. Okay, and the next thing that we're going to talk about comes way of fast travel games. That's right. The awesome studio behind Apex Construct and Budget Cuts 2 announced its next VR project, a horror game based in the World of Darkness universe called Wraith: The Oblivion Afterlife. Now, this excites me as well as it should excite you and other fans who are familiar with the World of Darkness universe, as its many tabletop role-playing games are no doubt familiar with the likes of Vampire the Masquerade and Werewolf the Apocalypse. That's right, so those of you who are interested in Bloodlines 2 later this year, this should also tickle your fancy. Wraith: The Oblivion Afterlife is said to follow in the footsteps of his 1994 era tabletop RPG namesake by placing you in the modern-day Barclay Mansion and putting you in the ghostly shoes of a wraith who unravels the mysteries that lie beyond the shroud. The game, which does not have a release date yet, is slated to arrive on all major VR platforms. A gameplay reveal and details are said to arrive during the Gamescom Now, which starts August 27th. Hopefully we'll be getting a release date and more information on that soon as it comes. And of course we will let you know as the updates, are updated. Hey, a new title that just recently came out of early access was covered about, way back in December of 2017, about 2.5 years ago. Developers, Blacktail Games, have admirably been hard at work on it ever since. That's right, we are talking none other than Tales of Glory, which is basically Mountain Blade meets Blade and Sorcery, and all in VR. Blade and Sorcery, anyway. Now, just about a week out of early access, a full launch for $29.99 on Steam that has the support of all major VR headsets, including Rift, Vive, Index, and Windows MR. Mixed reality for you wankers. With nearly 3 years of additional development time in the solo indie developer scene has added a lot of new content and features. There's basically also a release trailer that you can see a 2-minute long montage showing off the improved combat, varied maps, and of course the wide array of weapons. The most immediate comparison that's easy to draw with Tales of Glory is obviously Blades and Sorcery. Both games feature physics-based medieval combat, but they have some major differences and key selling points as well. Blade and Sorcery seem seems to have a much more reactive and realistic physics system and a wide mix of both melee and magical abilities, while Tales of Glory, on the other hand, is less about simulating dueling and small group fights and more about cramming as many characters on screen as possible to reenact sieges and mounted combat. It's not as accurate from a physics level, but it does offer a lot that Blade and Sorcery doesn't. The developer boasts that the sandbox-style campaign, War of the Five, offers around 30 hours of content with its free-form Mountain Blade-style progression. There are 40 weapons to pick from, including swords, maces, flails, bows, and more, as well as horseback rating, mounted combat, and even jousting. Plus, there are 40 battlefields that range from coastlines, various castles, caverns, and more, with a randomization system to keep things nice and fresh. For more details on Tales of Glory, check out the game's Steam page. You know, they also have an official website. You can even check out a YouTube channel, and they do have an official Discord. Don't forget, the sequel is already in development with a much different setting. So, get your melee on, folks.
It's me, a Conky. Hey, it's me, a Conky. That's right, Conky's back. You can never keep a good Conky down. And we're going to be talking to you about the update to the PS5 announcement/showcase. Previously, as you may have remembered we mentioned or have heard, the PS5 reveal event was set for June 4th. But this was delayed in order to allow for more important voices to be heard as a result for the death of George Floyd and an ongoing Black Lives Matter movement. Also, we weren't really too sure about what to expect from Sony's big PS5 reveal event at the time, other than maybe seeing some actual gameplay, hearing some announcements that haven't been made, the console itself, possibly a price point and or release date, and getting, of course, a feel for what it might be like. There likely isn't going to be a ton of information for the VR players. Revealing the PSVR 2 at this time is highly unlikely as well, as there's much discussion of backwards compatibility for the original PSVR or its titles. But we can always cross our fingers, if you have fingers. I don't have any fingers. I just have this stuff strapped to me body. I can't use it. It's me, Conky.
You gotta sex that shit up sexy.